Alrighty, so next up we're going to be looking at Wolfers. So you guys should know him. Pretty normal, regular on here. Definitely more in the beginner duck hunt category. So we're going to have three different characters here. So because we have three different ones and it's just one game each, I'm not going to go too in depth in these matchups. But nonetheless, pretty good lineup. We have Inkling, Bayo, and Palu. So none of these matchups are bad for Duck Hunt, and I would definitely say like out of all these, like Palutena is probably the hardest one out of all of them, just because like mostly just because she has explosive flame, and then like boxing her is a little tricky sometimes. That's kind of it. Bayo's actually a pretty easy matchup once you learn how to fight her, and then Inkling is just a very basic one. That one's just kind of mostly even, but you can control Inkling a lot better than she can control you. So when I was watching you, I did notice that there was like quite a large amount of mistakes that you're making in here. And as we go through this, I'll point them out to you as usual. So I know the first one up I uploaded was the Inkling one. So that wasn't bad. Like just getting away to like safely set up your can, always a good thing. That was terrible. Remember that F throw is your combo throw. Back throw does not combo into anything, nor were you even able to send her off stage. So from where you were, forward throw, dash attack would send her like right off stage, and then you could immediately start a whole ledge trap scenario and just like establish, like firmly establish stage control at that point. The good thing is you're able to get a clay pigeon. That's always good. And remember, if they're shielding right next to can, you go for a grab. Yeah, you don't run into the can if she's kept it there. You have to remember there's a win box and there's a hit box, so it just freezes the can in place there. And if anything, it just makes it easier for you to approach her. That was really scary because there's a lot of times that if you hit can while it's getting inked, it's just going to blow up on you, so be very careful about doing that. And that's something to remember. Is that gunmen, except for a sombrero gunman, all the gunmen are going to shoot above the can. Actually, wait, never mind. It's going to be, I guess orange coat can do it, and then you have black coat. Those are the two that can shoot over it. The other ones, they're all going to shoot it. And this is a matchup that you want to use gunmen a lot so you can control the splat bombs. You held that way too long. You had to let go like yesterday. Yeah, that's what it was. It's the hitboxes that mostly keep it levitating. But there's hitboxes and win boxes to it. Yeah, you detonated it a little bit too early. It was like she had the invincibility from... She had the grab armor on at that time. So remember what I was saying is that this is an automatic shield can. So the second that she backs her cans, it should have just headed to the gunman. So as long as you just held shield there, she would have been punished. Yeah, in that case, like just going high was too risky. Way too greedy with that F smash. The other thing too is that if you do like hard toss clay pigeon, sometimes it could just go right through and punish her too. So that's actually one thing I should mention. Also, like, you're on the opposite side of Inkling, and they were just going to land there, so that was just a really easy up air that you had set up. Also, like, that was a huge misplay. You just had to let go shield and, like, grab her or jab her. Yeah, when she's approaching you, you don't want to summon can. This is when you want to like use your aerials that are, you want to use safe aerials and space them safely, or you just like want to get down and like grab her. Don't go for the can trades when you're in the deficit, unless it's going to like save you. And remember, at this percentage, Clay Pigeon combos into nothing. You had a free back air there, but you didn't take it. Why are you trying to back air the can too? Unless you're just trying to reset it. Yeah, so like off that one can that you just got on her there. I think. So there you can just like drop down up air, and then you can land on this, and then you can just up air her again, and then probably continue the chain. Again, the F smash doesn't really make sense there just because her percentage is so low. But I did like at least that you went for a setup with the down throw right there. So like after, honestly, you should just plan for the can to hit her. And then if it wasn't going to hit her, then you just hit her with an aerial instead. Like even down smash would have been a better thing to go for. Oh, you missed your back air. I hate it when the buffer system does that. Okay, so that was bad, because like now you just let her get back on stage for free, and you really didn't need to do that. A little bit too greedy with that F smash, so that allowed her to get back for free. So be careful with that. Also, the thing is, like, whenever you've been placing the gunman there, she's always been falling down and hitting it. So all you have to do is, like, go there, wait for her to hit the gunman, then you can just go in and punish her. Like, you don't have to give up the advantage you had there, because, like, you had a very easy bait there to set up to just go ahead and punish her. But you're not taking advantage of that. On an aerial? Yeah. See, that was like the freest up air of your life, because like invincibility would have ended right around here. Let's see what you do. Yeah, you just dropped that. Yeah, just bad execution there. Be very careful about burning your jump like that, because like if she touches you, you might be in a state where you just might die. Okay, I actually got the kill. That was a bit early. Yeah, see, like, you should be doing that a lot more, because Inkling doesn't really have anything safe against shield cam. The only thing that she can do is if she spaces back here, that's safe, but the rest of her options, not even remotely safe. That was a bit hard. That was weird. You slowed up before that stage spike happened. Yeah, see, like, that's the reason why you don't go for her F smash. It's just, like, especially against Inkling, because she's so fast and so safe. It's just impossible. It's almost impossible to have that unless, like, you get an air dodge read. So basically, because like she wasn't at death percent, what you want to do is you want to set up another can. So then that way she has to deal with that when she's getting back. And that's a universal concept. Just like if they're like low and mid percent, you just keep trying to set up as many setups as you can on the ledge. And then when they're at death percent where they can die to like a back air or something like that, that's when you want to play a little bit more risky. Or not risky, but like with the intent to like finish off their stock. Otherwise, you want to stay as safe as possible, rinse and repeat, set up your can again, so then that way you have more options covered. Again, you actually had, honestly, that would have killed, because like you could have done double clay pigeon to up air, and that should have taken her stock. Also, when you jumped over that, the roller had to go there, and when she didn't jump cancel it, you could have just back aired her. She would still live though, at least at that percentage. No, she got lucky. Again, you're just detonating this way too early. So you could have done another clay pigeon and then killed her as well. And then by her landing on that stage, you could have actually just like covered with a smash attack if you wanted, or do back air, dare, or up air. Because, and I don't know if this is like a concept you realize yet. So right here, when she lands on the stage here, she has four options: standard get up, roll left, roll light, or get up attack. And all you have to do is just wait and see what option she chooses, and you can respond with your attack. And if she does no tech, you can also hit her too before she does it. But generally, it's just best to wait for the tech. So make sure you just get used to doing that. Also, yeah, like don't automatically spam gunman, because like right there was, she could have just F smashed you and killed you. That was really unsafe. That was also kind of a miss, because like you could have gone a little bit further to cover that, but this isn't bad either. So you at least got can coverage. And then this was a huge drop right here. Like, I don't know if you know what you did. First of all, she's outside of percent range for a clay pigeon to even like connect. Second of all, right here, you're at roll range. So the second that you have can there and you ping it, rolling is one of the most common things. Down angled F tilt would kill her. But instead of that, you run away, decide to throw a projectile that literally will lead to nothing at this percent, and she just kills you for it. Actually, she didn't kill you for it. Also, keep in mind she has no ink. So that should tell you that if she goes for roller, then you could just punish her. Like right there, you could have just nared and she was dead. Also, remember you can use up air to reset yourself, so that way you're not falling helplessly. Also, it's better to do that for one specific reason. Let me just show this real quick. Yeah, I mean, just practice it. That's how you learn. That's how you learn to get better at it. Yeah, patch. It's basically that. Like you guys don't know how to play the ledge game. This is not good ledge game. Right here. Okay, so you see the duck flapping over here? Your opponent can hit this. And he does not stop. Like he just stays right here, and the entire time it stretches out your hurt box like crazy, and it makes it a lot easier for your opponent to hit you. So that's why, like, when you're up there and if you don't die, hit up air, because that's the quickest move that we have. And then afterwards, you'll just be in like your normal position, which is this. And this is like much, much, much smaller. Like the duck is hunched down, the dog is flat. So it's much harder to hit this than it is to hit you tumbling. So always remember to do that. Also, that was a mistake, because remember, if you had shield can set up, you can still like basically get the kill on her. If she gets hit by can, she's dead. But you kind of refuse to set that up. And then you just made a bad call right there. So you kind of threw away that game. So you had a lot of opportunities to just like kind of beat them there. Yeah, so I could show that off. I could show that off real quickly. Honestly, it doesn't matter what character I put here. All right. Yeah, so we're just going to put me at not CPU. Set me to like 50%. That works. And we're going to have them see, and then if I do that, now I'm back to normal. So it's like there, I'm in tumble. But now if I do this, and now I'm back to that. So that's all you really need to do. And then I have access to everything. And I can also fast fall too. Because when you're in tumble, I can't fast fall like this. I have to up air. And then once I up air, then I can fast fall too. So like that's another important thing that you gain by just like getting yourself out of tumble. So make sure you're doing that. Okay. All right, so the next one that we have is the Bayonetta match. Overall, this matchup is like, there's some tricky things you need to learn. Like, witch time's very large, so chances are if you're even like, if you're like half of the FD away and she witch times your can, just kind of expect to get witch timed. It's very large. It's not that large, but it's very large. So just kind of be ready for that. The other thing too is that she does have bullet arts, which can technically mess with your can. But like obviously Gunman's not going to really die to it. But as long as you keep can above her, it's really hard for her to mess with it. So that's what you kind of want to do. Gunman controls the ground. Can's going to control the sky, and it's going to be above like her full hop height. You need to put the can pretty high. And when you do those things, then it becomes kind of hard for her to do much against you. Yeah, so like the clay pigeon doesn't really make a lot of sense. A gunman would have been a lot better there. Hold shield here. So the thing that you need to remember is if she does heal slide on your shield, it's super unsafe. Like that's the easiest thing to punish now. So just to kind of show off. So heal side is either negative 25, negative 26, or negative 15. Negative 15 is if she does the kick. And there's a way that you can tell. So let's go back right here. So you see how she's hitting you and you can hear the bullets. If she's doing the bullets, that means she's going to do the cartwheel. If you don't hear the bullets, that means she's not going to do the cartwheel. So in this case, because she's doing that, you know she's going to do the cartwheel. So you just have to hold shield. And when you do that, you would do, since you're facing backwards, you would do nair out of shield or back air out of shield. Because she's tall, it's going to hit her. If you're facing her, probably going to go for a grab. Still centered around landing heel slide. So the thing is, it's like you can't really do landing heel slide like you did in Smash 4. Like Smash 4 had like some real dumb janky things you could do with it. It doesn't really work in this game. But like yeah, heel slide's not really that good of a move. It just sets up for a lot of things. But the biggest thing is her combos don't work anymore. What you do is you SDI down and away or up and away. Low percents do down and away. Middle percents you do up and away. High percents you do down and away. And as long as you just like SDI a little bit, you fall out of Witch Twist. And you can get out of Afterburner Kick as well. There's really not much you can do once you do that. No, she had some really weird jank where she could do landing heel slide. I forget how it works, but there was like a specific spacing and timing for doing things where you would like basically cancel everything into a heel slide. It was dumb. Thankfully she like doesn't have that anymore though. Oh, what the? Why did that go off? So anybody that's getting hit with an ad, really sorry about that. Yeah, you also just need to be ready to like cover like all those can combos though. So like right there, you got the reverse hit. So you could have done just like an up air right there, and that was like guaranteed. And remember, you can also jump out of shield too, so you don't need to drop shield to do it. You can just hold shield, press jump, and then up air. Yeah. No, I somehow I'll explain it once it goes back. Okay, so for those of you guys that just went through that, somehow it accidentally hit like it accidentally hit the ad. I don't know how, because it's like I was on the Twitch thing and I hit spacebar and it somehow sent that off instead of playing the video. So really sorry about that. But you did something really cool here, which I'll just go back and show it off real quick. So yeah, like with that, you could have just like immediately buffered short hop up air and you would have caught her. Also, that's a terrible punish. If she does like the cartwheel, you can just go for like dash attack or dash grab and you would punish her. Also, yeah, if she does that, just wait for her to land and then grab. Yeah. So the thing that you always want to keep in mind is whenever she's over here, if she does afterburner kick, she's going to end up this way. If she does dive kick, she'll kind of end up over here. So always like you want to keep like this half distance space because basically it's impossible for Bayonetta to like pressure you at all from there. And she needs to approach you, and she's really weak at approaching from this distance. Like her approach game is honestly terrible. So basically just wait for her to do like the heel slide or wait for her to do the afterburner kick and then just be ready to punish it. So that's the reason why you don't want Can to be low, because like as you saw by Can just being in this area, she was able to do the bullet arts for Nair and that just hit the Can. So that's the reason why you need to keep Can a buffer. Yeah, like in that case, like you just kind of wait for her to land and then you just shield over Can. Shield Can would blow her up over there. And that's the reason why you don't go for Clay Pigeon. She can literally just jump and then like afterburner dive kick against you. That's the thing. Because you didn't do like your up air out of that, you weren't able to fast fall, jump, and then punish her. Because you didn't do that, you didn't have the time to physically punish her. So it is a big deal to like reset yourself out of tumble. So let's just check the blast radius on that. Yeah, so as you can see, like it's a really big radius now, but she doesn't really have too much time to punish you anymore. Like that's literally all she could get away with. So this is what you need to remember. The first witch twist is scary. The second witch twist is basically either she gets like a heel slide or a witch twist, or she does a smash attack. So around like 80% at the ledge, you need to be scared of witch time. But other than that, witch time's really not that scary. Like she's just getting a smash attack, or she's going to get like some good damage off of it. But for the most part, depending on how she's using it, she's probably not going to kill you off of it. Very different from Smash 4. Again, you weren't paying attention to your recovery there, so. I'm honestly shocked that that connected, but that was a good snipe. Also, if she dash attacks your shield, just be ready to grab her. I'm pretty sure you could have grabbed her hand there. Let me just see how unsafe that is. Dash attack is negative 17 on shield, so that's a free grab. Definitely don't want to be going for smash attacks here. And that was going to be really, really free damage. But the thing is, like, you didn't commit to the combo. And that was a guaranteed punish on her. Because Witch Time is really laggy. Also, that up tilt up air would have true comboed at this percentage too. So you could have gone for it. Also, remember, if she's doing that, you can just full hop over her and then hit her. You don't need a hold shield. You really don't need a hold shield for that. Yeah. So, like, that was just, like, ill-advised. Like, don't do that. That's the other thing you need to remember is that grab's always going to beat Witch Time, too. So if you get that ready, then you'll be good. But, like, at that point, you were, like, at 180, so it makes sense you died to that. It bumped her too high? Oh, God, no. No, I mean, you could throw Clay Pigeon, like, even in, like, the air, and that you can still combo off of that. Now, you were more than able to combo off that. If you're talking about the Clay Pigeon at the very least. That was a confusing down air. That would have led to nothing. And that's the reason why you don't go for F smash, because like she's probably going to jump and then afterburner kick dive, the afterburner dive kick. Also remember in this game, because Clay Pigeon can actually punish attacks, if she does heal slide, you can actually kind of like Clay Pigeon her because she has to like stand at the end. At least you plan for the end, not the beginning. The beginning part, she'll probably slide under it. Oh, okay. No, I mean, if you do like the full hop double jump up, if you do like the instant double jump, you probably would have been able to true combo it. Yeah, please don't do those smash attacks. Also, something to remember is like you can shield over Can at the ledge, and that'll automatically punish Bayonetta too. So that's something you can do against her very easily. So that wasn't actually a bad F smash because like you were in a pretty good distance from her where you could just bait her out to attack. She didn't really have like a clear way to hit you. She would have to get really low and then do afterburner kick. And the other thing too is like F smash can beat out Witch Time sometimes because like of the multi hits. That's always really funny whenever that happens. So yeah, good timing on that. That looked like a misinput to me. Yeah, see, like, the Clay Pigeons just leave you super vulnerable. I know you didn't mean to do that one, but I still have to mention it. Your down air is never going to trade with her, so just don't even bother with that. We basically know which ones they work on. Just basically any character that doesn't really have an obnoxious disjoint, and they have a hitbox on it. That's really it. It really depends, like, how much they can space around it. And that's all. I don't have a set list, but like off the top of my head, you can do it to Marth, Lucina, Bayonetta, Ken, Ryu. Normally not Mario, but Mario, if they hold down, it'll work on them. Dr. Mario generally it won't work on. Dr. Mario is kind of the same case of if he holds down, you can possibly get that. K Rool, it depends on how he spaces it too. It's not going to always work on K Rool. I would say always go for it. But don't make it a law. It's not a law against K Rool. If he does it facing backwards, he's probably going to be okay. Then Chrom it works against. Cloud it works against. Then I'm trying to think who else has I don't think you can definitely do it against Ganondorf if he decides to do like the hitbox against it. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that it kind of depends on what they do. But yeah, those are kind of the main ones. That was such an easy bait. Don't fall for that. just like always air dodge to the ledge, especially like if there's like a clear path for you. Like with bullet arts, if she's charging it and you're above and you can just like air dodge, like if you can just air dodge to it, just do that. Do that. It'll you every single time you are guaranteed not to die off of that. That's death though. Also, remember you do want to place gunmen in certain areas, so then that way it blocks all the bullet arts, so you can move your can a little bit better on the ground. That's the thing. It's like you're kind of like pressing your buttons a little bit too early, because like if you just kind of wait for her to do the heal slide and stuff like that, you can very easily down smash her as long as you know the spacing. Yeah, so that down air makes sense because she burned both of her witch twists, so she had an air dodge there. So that was a good read right there. Yeah, no, overall, like you understand like playing the keep away game, but you kind of have to learn the rest of it. And remember what I said about the SDI? Low percents, SDI down and away. High, mid percents. Yeah, so I would say like 40 to 60 do up and away. And then anything above that do down and away again. If you don't know what SDI is, it's just literally just you going like that. And that's it. You're just mashing this thing. Yeah, so at least you're able to get the combo off of that one, but you're moving way too slow. You can get there much earlier than that. Yeah, see, like there, you're way too slow, and you could have gotten more off of it. Also, this is useless. First of all, this is the easiest thing. She could just hit jump right now, get around this, and hit you with fair. That's how bad this is. Second of all, you have no ledge trap. This is not going to set up a ledge trap either because you're just chucking a projectile. If you did this before she grabbed ledge, that's a different story. She's already grabbed ledge. This isn't going to work. Okay, it actually worked. Oh my god. So, if someone falls for that, that tells you what type of players that you're playing against. And yeah, always be... Palisade is not really a character you're going to be canning out of much just because she has the shield, and that invalidates the trade that you're going for. So I don't really recommend it. Again, that F smash wasn't reading anything. Let's kind of look at that. So, like, what are you trying to catch? Like, she's up here. Like, maybe she could go drop down and do an aerial, but with her being on this end of the platform, that's just not likely to happen. She's more likely to run off and, like, hit you with, like, run off this way and hit you with back air than she is to drop down and hit you. Again, work on your execution on that. You could have killed her right there because you could have done clay pitch and back air. I love the angle that you got on that. It's so weird. That's the thing. It's like you have to remember that it bouncing off a shield can still lead into things. So don't give up on them just yet. At least you covered it though. Yeah, I mean, just don't. You'll thank yourself so much more later on if you stop going for clay pigeon. Yeah, so those times you could have actually just grabbed her, or you could just like done Nair out of shield and that would have hit her. Let me get you the exact landing lag that move has. It's not good. Yeah, up air has 14 frames of landing lag, so you can punish that pretty easily. As you can see, if it happens to hit your shield, it's like -11. It's -12 most likely, because most of the time she's not going to hit you with the finisher. So remember that. If she counters, remember that's a free grab. That loses to grab. Grab her. Also, it's like, if you're going to do down throw, you might as well go for the combo. At this percent, you can do down throw fair. So, especially since she's going on that platform there, pretty easy thing. So, if you do down throw and you're near platforms, remember around this percentage, they're probably going to land on here. So, you cover the tech options afterwards. Like as Dr. Mario, I do that all the time. If I'm underneath, I'll do down throw, they tech there, and then I'll follow them with a down air from Doc, and then that will lead into like an up smash. So, very easy way to get like a combo extension. Oof, yeah. Always got to remember about Explosive Flame. Second you forget it, that's when you die. You also have to remember that the particle hits can get reflected, so just be ready. Hit it, bait her out, and then just jump over it and punish her. The particle hitboxes from Clay Pigeon is kind of like the worst thing to do, just because the hitbox will still stay there, so you can't exactly get around that. Like you'd have to get like hit her with an aerial above. There we go. That's how you bait it. Again, just pay attention. You needed to be really careful with that gunman, because like if they thought like for 2 more brain cells, actually just staying there in explosive flaming would have been a lot smarter because it would have caught you. So that's why you need to be careful. Like that was very easy to punish because you automatically piloted to go to gunman right there. Okay, good call out right there. Remember, if Palutena is like over here, they're probably going to try to warp over to the platform to get the cancel, so it's safer. But as long as you're ready for it, you can always punish it. Yeah, so in that case, you did have to wait in order to get around the explosive flame, but at least you still got the follow-up. Oh, man, you should have just like let her get hit into the can, and then you would have been fine. You would have had a much better combo from that. Also, let's talk about burst range, because that was a really good example of it. Yeah, like right there, after that clay pigeon, that would have she was close enough that the can would have picked her up immediately, so you could have just jumped and then up aired her. So, this is not a safe can pull. When Palutena is over here, she is able to dash and hit you, or she can explosive flame you from this distance. So that's the reason why, against this character, this is not safe. It's like you were not able to throw out your shield before she did that. So keep that in mind. When you're fighting against Palutena, being halfway across the stage on like FD or Battlefield, she's still able to run up and punish you. So that's why like you need to do like your full hops, and you need to be tricky with how you're moving and you're placing these things, because she's able to punish you really easily off of this. Also, you gotta remember, because like you keep baiting her out, you've baited her out with that a lot. Like she's pretty much always countering whenever there's a projectile near her. Just run up and grab her. Like you can throw out clay pigeon. You don't have to detonate it. You can just grab her. Like this right here is the most basic example of knowing how to use your projectiles independently of duck hunt and learning how to punish. It's not setup range, it's burst range. It's just knowing what's safe and what's not safe. And it changes drastically with each character. So like Fox Falco, Palutena, Sonic, Captain Falcon, that halfway thing is kind of like that's basically like the safe range. And then like pretty much a lot of the other cast, it's going to be shorter than that. There's not too many characters that have the burst range of that. I'm surprised she stopped. If she kept doing it, she was going to keep hitting you. Again, please stop doing that. And also remember, like, you keep baiting out the reflector from this Palutena player with, like, your Gummin and Clay Pigeon, so just, you know, throw it out, wait for it, go punish her. Like, if you want, like, the easiest way to understand how you can use your cannon against your opponent, that's the example you want to point to, of just, like, understanding how the projectiles work, and then the cannon gives you way more control than those. Okay, remember, if she's chucking projectiles at your cannon, you don't want to hit it, because that's going to blow you up. Like, this is you not adapting at all. That is something to remember. So if somebody does reflect the can against your shield, it's going to blow up. And if the reflector doesn't last long enough, it's just going to hit them. So you actually just gave her like a nuclear powered can right to her face. So that was actually a lot better than you thought it probably was. So good thing to know for whenever you're fighting the reflector matchups. But sometimes the reflector just lasts too long and it won't work. Thankfully, that one's really short. But yeah, no, overall, you got a lot of things you need to work on. You need to learn how to bait out reflectors. Like, you somewhat understood the concept here. You need to run with it and remember it's a thing. You need to remember that you can actually fight with the dog by itself. Like, you don't need to rely on your projectiles for legitimately everything that you do. When you do that, you'll never learn how to press advantage, and you'll never learn how to take full advantage of your projectiles when they're there. Honestly, for you, the one area that you need to be using projectiles is you need to be using it at the ledge. But for you specifically right now, learn how to fight with duck hunt without using projectiles. Use projectiles exclusively for recovering because you need to. And use it for ledge trapping because you need to. Those are the two areas you need it for. But outside of that, just focus on just trying to fight your opponents with the dog itself. And then since you do need to work on clay pigeon combos since you're not good at them, use that for like specific hard call outs so you can practice those combos as well. I want you to focus playing like that and then come back next week and see if that's helped you at all. Because like if you can understand how to play like that, then you'll understand how you can throw in the rest in there and just take much bigger advantage of all the other stuff that you're doing. So do those two things and you'll be good. Yeah, because I remember you said you just sent me one like out of a bunch of games. So if you just did that, it'd be great to see the other ones that you did. But like this one, you adapted and then you like lost all your adaptations. Judging from behind the can, I just pinged it before they reflect. Yeah, so depending on what the reflector is and how you aim it against the reflector will determine how it acts. So Falco's reflector, like if he shoots it out and the can's below, then it should go like straight down for the most part. And depending on where he is, that might automatically punish him. Palutena's reflector, most time it'll just punish her automatically too, because like that one just sends it down. So that's a pretty easy one to do it against. What else is there? Yeah, and then doing it on shields is probably like the other best way to do it. Do you got any questions though, Wolfers? Just remember the thing I told you to practice. Just do that. I also just realized I am 3 followers away from getting 500. Oops, definitely don't want that. All right, cool. All right, that'll be it for this one.